With GRAVELORD Nito, we are officially entering the last 3 major bosses of Dark Souls Remastered, and by now you should think this is easy, because you've been playing this game for a long time now. Well, you see, Nito is a skeleton, so he's an ungodly creature, and for that you definitely need some Jesus, so go and get a divine weapon. That is especially helpful, since the skeletons that are also accompanying him in this boss fight will not be resurrected if killed with a divine weapon. You probably know that already. And while fighting Nito, it's definitely good if you don't get pestered by some normies. So that's something that you should invest in. So definitely take care of all the skeletons first and then focus on Nito himself. If you get up close and personal with Nito and kind of stand underneath his cloak, he cannot hit you with his heavy wind-up attacks, but he has one AoE attack that he will continuously spam, which you can't deflect other than running away from it or tanking it if you have a lot of health. If you're in the process of running away from him and you stand in one place for too long, he can impale you with his GRAVElord greatsword from out of the ground, but that's easy to avoid if you just pay attention to the blood-hurdling scream in the background. Which I did not notice because I fought him on stream, and thankfully chat taught me afterwards though. One other recommendation that I can definitely give you is that you need to manage your stamina very well in this fight, because you're bound to have to run away if you're not willing to tank a lot of the AoE attacks, because I already said he will do them a lot. Especially if you have a kind of weak weapon that is divine like mine, it will take you a long time to get him down, so you'll always have to run forth and back for quite a long time actually. In the end, Nito boils down to a very easy fight in my opinion. Once you got the mechanic down, it's really nothing to be worried about or scared of, despite him being a spooky, scary skeleton man. I think Dark Souls is kind of anticlimactic, because after Ornstein and Smough you really don't have any enemies anymore that really challenge you to the point where you really get frustrated. Afterwards it's all kind of like you get the mechanic down and then you're done really. So most of the tips that I actually mentioned in my Ornstein and Smough guide go for all bosses. So this is kind of like a universal thing, and you can watch that back if you need some more help and this isn't thorough enough for you. I will still continue to go on with this boss guide and bring it to an end, but it's only the 4 kings and Lord Gwyn himself left, so that's the 2 videos that are going to be next in chronological order, of course. But after that, I think I rode the boss guide horse kind of like until the end, so if you have another specific boss that you want me to talk about, please go on ahead and suggest that in the comments. But otherwise I will stop after Lord Gwyn and then focus on other content, which will of course always be Dark Souls related, but I'm also branching out to other games. So yeah, that's what the future holds for me, and I'm also, as previously mentioned, streaming more regularly now, so if you want to see that, subscribe to me on Twitch. Now you actually just follow me, I don't have a sub button yet. And for updates for when I stream and polls to vote on which game I should play, you could also follow me on Twitter, where you can actually partake in the polls and then be informed, because that's the platform that I am most active on. And yeah, so see you around then.